If you don't struggle with anxiety or depression, chances are you know somebody who does. And you might sometimes wonder what's the best thing that you can do for them. In yesterday's video, I read part of an obituary of a young man who had died by suicide, and in another part of the obituary, his family offered some advice on what we can do for others who are struggling with many of the same things that young man was. And so among many other things, they said this as part of the obituary. First of all, they said there are no easy fixes, but there are places to start. Become informed about whatever it is that's plaguing them. Educate yourself about the types of things that people go through, how hard they are. Share your knowledge with other people, because chances are other people are asking the same things. Become a mentor to somebody who's going through something rough, especially children. They often need someone to look up to. Offer emotional support to people in difficult situations. Provide respite to people who are overwhelmed and not quite knowing what to do. And then here's the key line at the end. After it offers all of this advice, and there are many other things in there, but he said, and do any and all of these things with no expectations, understanding you will be climbing uphill for much of an uncertain journey. And those of you who've had to do this, you know that loving somebody with no expectations of getting anything in return or of them changing or becoming better or improving, understanding that it's going to feel like an uphill journey day after day after day after day and very uncertain about where it's leading, that can be hard. It's hard to show the world the heart of Jesus, because that is exactly what he did for us. In Mark chapter 10, Jesus said it this way. He said, "For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." Now, he had expectations. He expected that the people he loved were going to ignore him. He expected that the people he came to save were going to pound nails in him. He expected that the people he longed to spend eternity with were going to kill him. That's what he expected. And yet one day he climbed up a hill anyway, knowing exactly what would happen. He would die. We would be forgiven. And you would be given the right to walk through life expecting that you will receive the very best that God can ever give. And if he has given nothing less than his entire life to give you heaven, and the people you love heaven, then you can remind the people you love that they have the right to expect that he will be with them too, day by day. And you also, you who know how hard it is to carry your own crosses and to love with no expectation, you can also expect that he will give you all that you need to. Caring for one another is sometimes really hard. In today's video, we shared just some small pieces of advice given by one family who went through a really hard situation, hoping that their advice and their experience might benefit somebody else. But I bet you've been through some situations too, and God has taught you some lessons through it. And if you wouldn't mind sharing those lessons, your best practical advice on what we can do to be there for one another when life starts getting the best of us, I know we would all benefit and we'd be grateful to God for it.